This episode of On Display is brought to you by Huggies Special Delivery Diapers. It's been a while since I had a newborn of my own, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So much changes when you're a new mom. It's exciting and exhausting. And something that is super important is picking the right products for your newborn. Huggies Special Delivery Diapers are their softest diapers yet, made with responsibly sourced 20% plant-based materials by weight. They're fragrance-free, they're clinically proven hypoallergenic, and they're dermatologist tested. You can feel so good about these diapers protecting your baby's gentle skin. Trust me, with a newborn, you can break down so many parts of a diaper. The protection, the leak control, the comfort, do the straps break? Yes, I'm telling you, diapers are complicated, but any question I had with diapers, the answer for me was always Huggies. Be confident in your brand new baby's skin health with Huggies Special Delivery Diapers. Huggies, we got you, baby. Learn more at Huggies.com.
On display, on display.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of On Display. You know that this week, for sure, the person that I'm going to put on display is Mr. Joe Gorga, because, you know, since we're on display everywhere else, Joe, we might as well be on display on this podcast.
It's a definitely on display week, man. It's insane. Everywhere we look, my face pops up, your face pops up. It's insane, right?
Again, it's nothing we want to read and nothing that we want to see. I know you guys all know it's been a very long week for us, to say the least. And, we'll get into all of that. But I think sometimes people forget, or it gets overshadowed, that we legit run like a regular household over here as well. That Joe, it's funny because I do see some of the comments and stuff where some people are so jaded and they're like, they literally think that the show is our whole entire world, that like we eat, breathe, and sleep with cameras in our home, and like our whole life is pertaining to like the Real Housewives of New Jersey and like our storyline. Where these people got this storyline thing, I don't know. And like what's gonna happen next, and are these stories made up for Bravo? And it is insane that people don't know that we actually are really normal people.
Right.
that
real people.
Right. That
Normal
like have a job, have a life. Like, yes, the Real Housewives of New Jersey has become my career. And obviously Joe has been sucked into it in so many ways because of his sister, because of his mother, his father, his niece, his wife. Like, we're all on the show. Right. So, I mean, it's funny because I feel like no one understands that like Joe, they think like if we weren't on this show, right, that like you would just twiddle your thumbs all day, and that you like no one realizes that you get up, or they do. They're not, I don't want to say no one. There are many of you who really like they really get it, and they understand like what you are and what I am, and like that we are a real true family with like 3 kids, just about 3 teenagers about to live in our house, that I've been married to and with you since I'm 24 years old. You've been leaving the house since I've met you at 5:30, anytime between 5:30 and 6 a.m., you leave this house every morning. You go to work and you never return home until 7. And that has nothing to do with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Let me just tell you guys that. Real legit, like, works his ass off since the day I met him and way before I met him. None of this, that house we lived in, everything came before the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I just need to make that very clear, because it's funny, like sometimes I read stuff and they just think this is like our whole life, and we don't go back to like normal things, or like I'm like filling the ice up for my child to go to football practice. That's what I'm worried about, not what Page Six is writing most of the time. So it's like, it's crazy. And I just want people to know that Joe goes to work every single day. Mm-hmm. He's a developer, for people who want to know. He literally owns apartment buildings all over New Jersey. That's our bread and butter. That's like number one for us. And, we're going to get into the show. Don't think we're going to skip what happened this week or the wedding or anything, because we're not. There is no reason to skip it. We are going to talk about it. But before we get into like the nitty gritty of that, like, let me just tell you about our world. Tomorrow, our daughter, turns 17.
Oh, wow. Tomorrow, yes. Is it
7.
tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Wow.
She
was
turns,
just born, right? She was
yes.
just born running around, Daddy, you know, with her little cute curls. And now look at her, 17.
She still has cute curls.
I know. She's beautiful. She's stunning. I fell in love with her more and more lately.
As she gets older.
Really, you know why? She's different. She's now maturing, right? She's getting better. She was, you know, because between 13 and 17,
I would
16?
say it's like 7th grade
Wow.
to sophomore year. She's now going to be a senior this year, and she's much better. So have faith, moms out there, when your daughter's like looking at you sideways, and it gets better their senior year. I can tell already. And she's not even a senior yet. She's going to be a senior. And I can see she's just more in tune with us too. Yeah. Like she wants to talk to us.
She wants to chill. Now she hangs out with us. We go to dinner. Okay. She's just always around now. She sits on a couch with us before we didn't even see her. Where are you? Up in your room. No, and she glows now. She's different.
Yeah.
I mean that, right?
She's so comfortable in her skin now. I feel like
Yeah.
we got really lucky. She's just like she's a good kid. Thank God. I mean, I never say never. I know that there's things that could happen in life and whatever, but as of now, I cannot complain about her at all.
I gave her a big surprise, right? That I can't tell you.
Yes, she. Well, you can tell. Like you want to tell them that we gave it to her already? Okay. She did receive her car already that she's super excited about. It was actually, Joe was cute. Joe surprised both of us that day. You can tell that story. You were cute with that.
Okay. I bought my daughter, she always wanted this car, and she would say, I want this car. And I'm like, well, and I tricked her. I bought the car 3 months ago because it's very hard to find cars now. So I was telling her, there's no cars. And she wanted this particular car. And I was just, every day she was like, let's go look car shopping. I took her car shopping. I would call the dealership ahead of time and tell them, listen, tell her there's no cars. Because of what happened. All the cars fell into shit in the ocean. Big ship was flying. 2 ships fell in the ocean.
Is this real life?
Real life. They really did. So
okay.
I told her that story. I had the dealerships tell her that. So I had her going for 3 months. So I surprised her with a car. It was the best moment a dad can ever have. I mean, the way she appreciated it, she cried.
Guys, cry is an understatement.
It really was.
She had her hands like... She had her head in her hands. Shaking, sobbing. Mind you, I think it was a little over the top. The car's a little over the top. I mean, my first car was a very respectable green Toyota. Yes, it was. Green Toyota Tercel that I have to say, I worked very hard to pay for. Plus, my mother made me pay for my insurance. Let's not forget, I didn't have a daddy at the time to help me buy my first car. So me and my mother had to do it, which really, I mean, I did it. And I worked 3 waitressing jobs and I had to pay my own insurance, which was like an additional $200 a month or something. So it was not easy. So the fact that you're able to I love that. I love that she has a daddy. I'm not going to lie.
Well, listen, I'm going to be her daddy forever. And that's it. And I want to make her life special. And that's it. And I don't care. She's my little baby girl. Yeah. She loves me the way she looks at me, and I love her. And I'm going to give her everything I possibly can for the rest of my life. I am. Sorry.
Well, he's surprised the day he did that. He didn't even tell me he was going to surprise her with a car. And he kind of fooled us both. We were actually like in the house, and all of a sudden he's like, do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Like, I hear something beeping outside. And he didn't tell. I knew obviously the car that he wanted to get for her and what she wanted, but he was acting like we weren't sure we got it yet, right? All of a sudden there's a horn beeping outside. We walk out and my mother is sitting in the car for her outside with balloons, and she just started bawling. It was a really cute moment. We have it all on film, so
can't tell you too much. You'll see it.
Can't tell you too much. You'll get to see it, but it was definitely.
But what an amazing moment! I can't replace that moment. It was great, and
you know what? I'm not mad that she got a very high-end, beautiful car, and I'll tell you why. Because, she's a good kid, and her daddy wanted to do it for her. But, should I say that like snotty? But, I just got a letter that she's on the dean's list, with straight A's from the superintendent. I got a letter just from her, teacher at school telling me that Antonia is such a great kid, and she is kids like Antonia is the reason she got into teaching. And it says a much more detailed letter. So I'm grateful. And, let's just hope that she takes care of it, does the right thing. And
well, listen, I know my kids, and thank God she's a good kid, and I respect that. In these days, kids do all kinds of stuff that are, and she's good. So I want to reward her for that.
Right.
And that's what's important to me. Don't get involved in all this nonsense.
And don't forget what you said to me. You said to me that she's like, as far as your family, like your blood. Yeah,
she's my girl in my life that, I don't have much family, as you can tell. Really,
don't say that.
It's pretty sad. So whatever I have, I'm going to cherish. No, really. And it's
that's his
I don't
girl.
even have much words because, she's my baby. And listen, I love all family. You know that. I love people. I love life. I love a stranger I meet in the street that they're just a fan, and I'd invite them over to my house because I just love people. I really do. I just enjoy people. And, the situation that goes on with my family is shocking to me because, I'm going to brag a little bit. I'm one of the nicest guys in the world. No, but I am.
You are. You're
I
a
am
good
so
guy.
nice. I'm so sweet. I will give you everything. I love you. I want to give you hugs. I want to love you. It's so nice to love and happy. And, my friends are my boys. And really, and everybody I meet. And I'm just shocked at the way I'm treated with my own family, my blood. That's what kills me every day. You have to live a life like that. And it's like I can meet a stranger and they can know right away. They're like, yo, this guy's great. I love him. He's awesome. He's real, and I'll brag about that because I am. And, and then it's shocking when I go and see our family. Why am I getting treated that way? Why are you getting treated that way? Why are we so bad?
Well, speaking of family, then obviously, I guess this is a good way to segue into, the huge elephant in the room, right? Which is, obviously we did not attend your sister's wedding. We have a laundry list, right, of reasons in our heads and why. And I will let all my listeners know this. And obviously there was something that went down at the finale of filming The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Those exact details, I obviously cannot say today. Anything that we have filmed is something that I am not able to talk about. Okay. So I cannot give you those exact details. What I can tell you is that what I am reading in the press on all of these news outlets, okay, that I'm reading, whether it be Page 6, the Daily Mail, E-News, whatever it might be, I can full on tell you no one yet has the full entire story. The full story is not out there yet. There is drips and drabs of it, and that's because the stories that are out there are obviously not coming from my camp. So pay attention. The real story and why we were not there is not 100% out there yet. For some reason, that little part keeps getting left out of all the stories, which is the real twist of it all. So please keep in mind that what you're reading has a little truth and mostly not the truth. Okay. And I can't confirm everything. Obviously, I am not going to sit here and say that there wasn't drama, that it wasn't crazy. Yes, there was a little aggression from certain people that could have been a little scary. There definitely were moments. There was plenty of reason for Joe and I to say it would be very strange, including everyone in that room, by the way, to look at Joe and I, to say yes, it would be very strange for you guys to just be sitting in the pews tomorrow, wishing them well on their wedding day. It would be strange.
You know what bothers me too? I get a lot of comments, and people are saying, "Oh, because you guys are on this reality show, get off the show. It affects you and your family." See, I disagree with that. I mean, I know we're on a reality show, but if you're pure and you're honest, and you go in with open arms, why you have to fight. Why are we fighting? Why is this going on? Is there a jealousy thing going on? Not with us. We're not jealous. I could be with my entire family, Melissa's side of the family. I would love for them to have a reality show with us. Oh, my God, it would be the best reality show. We'll laugh.
Do you know, I think about that. Like if we ever jump, we would have we should do a couple episode special somewhere with them because they're hysterical. My family.
I mean, we have an amazing mother-in-law. We have sister-in-laws that are amazing. We have cousins. We have gay cousins that are amazing. I mean, we just have an amazing family. I would love to bring them all in and have this. That's what family's about. Let's do this together. That's what I'm all about. Not this jealousy thing and, oh, you came on the show 15 years ago. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, really.
And I've cleared up multiple times, and I will clear it up again right now. I did not, by any means, come on The Real Housewives of New Jersey behind anyone's back. I can guarantee you that. Teresa called me the day that they called. So the day they called me, right, just to set up my audition, Teresa knew that I was going to audition. And I said to her, yes, it's true. They called me. I wasn't sure. We're trying to figure it out if I want to. But you know what? Joe and I think we're going to audition, see what happens. Obviously, she was livid with me at that. And I said, well, I don't see anything wrong with it. I would like to take an opportunity just like anyone else, just like the Manzos did and Danielle at the time did, and just like Margaret and Jen Fessler and Jackie and everyone else is taking opportunities, right? So I literally told her I was going to audition. Obviously, I auditioned and got the part, right? And, I interviewed. I don't know if it's an audition because that's like an acting gig, right? So it's like an interview. And I got it.
But who
and
cares?
She knew, hold on.
Right.
I care.
No,
because
I know.
The words behind my back over and over for the last 15 years is getting old, not just to me, to everyone in our community. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. Yeah. And so that's so untrue, because behind your back would mean that you just showed up one day and I was there with the mic pack on like, hey, I'm filming with you. That's behind your fucking back. Sorry. That's behind your back. This was very well known that I was even going to audition. And then it was known that I got it. Okay. And then it was known that the first episode and my first day of filming was going to be the christening that she was going to attend. There is zero behind the back. What you can be upset with is that we actually accepted, right, the invitation, that we accepted the proposal. Yes, we did. Did we do that? 100%. Did she deep down not want us to do that? I'm sure. I'm sure that's what's irked her, right? But guess what? I can take an opportunity just like anyone else, just like Jackie Goldschneider took one, just like Margaret, just like Dolores. No one's going to tell me what job opportunity I can take or which job opportunity I can't. Okay? So that's the situation with that.
Yeah, but what's sad is that it's still going on. And if we took that opportunity, right, it should be okay. That's what I'm still baffled over. Like, family should be like, yeah, come on in. Oh, matter of fact, I got this brother and sister-in-law that are great. They're going to be awesome. They're funny. They're good looking. They're happy. They got a great house. Let's go. Let's do this. That's what family's about. Not that you're so angry and you hold this anger for 13 years. It's insane. And look what it has done to us. It just you have to let these things go. You have to be. Well,
we want to say we've also had a lot of pleasant, right? There's also been great memories. We're not on this show, guys. Please don't look at us like fools either. We are not on this platform doing this show and completely miserable all of the time, or else why would we do it? Okay, we make good money. I am not going to lie about that. I think anyone who lies about that is a fool. I make a decent salary. Okay. I make good money. Putting that aside, my husband makes way more than I do. Okay. If I didn't want to do the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I could simply quit. Not one thing in my life would change. Not my house, not my vacations, not my cars. Zero. Okay. Does it help? Is it great? Is it extra? Do I have business opportunities? Yes, I've created Envy from it, which is a whole entity that stands on its own without Bravo. Okay. I have this podcast you're listening to that I absolutely love doing. Okay. Along with many brands I work with. There's plenty of other things to do, but I think it's fair to say that we enjoy the show most of the time. But there's times when you literally feel like a trained fighter. You're literally a trained fighter.
Yes.
Sucks. I mean, especially after being on a show for, I've joined this show. You know how I know what year it was and I know the age because my son was 2 months old, Joey, when I started filming. First, like when I was filming, I'll never forget laying him on the floor all the time. And I would get so pissed because I had very clean floors. My house is very clean, but I would always put him on the floor so he wouldn't roll off a couch or something. Like I'd put him down on the floor, like on a blanket, whatever it was, on my carpet. And the cameras would always watch him on the floor. And I used to get pissed because I'm like, makes it look like I could put my kid on the floor all the time. I used to get so aggravated. And they would get every time I put him on the floor. It used to drive me. Now I've learned there's bigger problems in life. Before that's what used to bother me. Now, if you could have saw this finale, I wish they would just show me putting Joey on the floor. That's what I wish would happen.
What's sad? 13 years later.
No, well, Joey's 12. So Joey's 12. Joey was 2 months old when we started the show. So we've been doing this for 12 years.
12 it's 12. This is not the 13th year?
Well, like you have to go by Joey's age. So figure we're doing it for 12 years, right? 12 to 13 years, 12 and a half years, which is a really long time, guys, to be on reality television.
Long time. Woof.
And to make it as far as we come as a couple standing strong, like we're, and I'm not saying we haven't had rough patches because Joe and I did. And I feel like we were very honest with everyone when we did. We talked about it. We showed it. You saw it on the show because there was no denying it. It was stressful for us. Me being out at work was very stressful. We've showed our ups and downs.
Of course. We had to.
We always
did. I can't hold it in.
Yeah.
Even if there's cameras, I'm real. I'm as real as you're going to get. I'm never going to lie to you. I can't hide it. I can't fake it. There's other people on the show that can fake it very well. And that's what bothers me. It bothers me even more when they fake it. Because be real. Be for real. Be for real when you're on camera and when you're off camera. Don't lie to me because I get really aggravated. I'd rather you tell me the truth. Tell me I suck now and tell me I suck when the cameras are on. That's what I want. I don't want no fakeness. I want love. I want real people around me. So we did show our struggles. We showed it because it was real at the time. But we overcame them.
Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the amount of choices that are out there? Whether you're shopping for cereal or toilet paper, there are so many options. It's hard to know what's best for you. When it comes to finding skincare products that actually work, it's even more overwhelming. Trust me, as a mother who looks after her skin and her teenage daughter's skin, I know how much of a pain it is to sort through all of the different types of skincare products at the store, hoping you're going to just find one that works. That's why we are so excited to partner with Apostrophe, the sponsor of this episode. Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that provides access to oral and topical medications that use clinically proven ingredients to help clear acne. Apostrophe treats all types of acne, from hormonal acne to facial acne and even body acne. They treat breakouts from head to toe. Looking bright, healthy, and refreshed is huge for me. And outside of acne, Apostrophe can be used to reduce dark spots and improve skin texture. We have a special deal for our audience. Get your first visit for only $5 at apostrophe.com/Melissa when you use our code Melissa. That's a savings of $15. This code is only available to our listeners, guys. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/Melissa and click begin visit. Then use code Melissa at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5. Thank you, Apostrophe, for sponsoring this episode. What goes great with a summer vibe? How about a checking account with no monthly fees? Like a cool breeze, Chime is a refreshing way to handle your money. With no monthly fees, no maintenance fees, or minimum balance fees, it's how banking should be. And when you need to access your money, you can do so fee-free at more than 60,000 in-network ATMs at many locations like most Walgreens, most 7-Elevens, and CVS. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. Fee-free for you and no cash-out fees for them. Chime, no monthly fees, no vibe-killing fees. Signing up for a Chime checking account only takes 2 minutes and it doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/Melissa. That's chime.com/Melissa. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees apply except at MoneyPass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Other fees such as third-party and cash deposit fees may apply. Do you want to talk a little bit about, obviously, the wedding day? Even though we were very hurt inside, and I saw how, your face looked that whole day because you knew that it wasn't the right thing to be there. It must be hard to miss your sister's wedding, even if it's for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was so hard for me. Here you are as my only sister, my only blood. We don't have a big family. We don't have a lot of cousins. We have nothing. We lost our parents. And to me, it was devastating. It really was. It was one of the hardest days of my life. It was bad. But listen, let's go back to the reunion. She did this. This was all on her. This is what she really wanted. She didn't want you in the wedding. She didn't want any of my children in the wedding. She barely wanted me. I was asked after all this information went out to be in a wedding. And that's what saddens me. And I knew that. And that's why I sat in my heart. When I left that reunion, I looked at my wife. I looked at you, right? I looked at you in a car and I was like, wow, she hates us. I've never seen her like this. I said, it's terrible. Mm-hmm. And Melissa immediately texted her and said, listen, we're all good. Let's move forward. She never responded. That was gone. So I know what was going on. And I know what she really feels. She really didn't want us there. And now all these things that happen behind closed doors, all these things that we've been holding in, even when we met Louis, there's a lot of things we forgave. We moved on.
Well,
because we're good people.
Let's be honest. We covered up a lot of things.
Covered up so many things. We covered up everything.
A lot of things we know. And now I'm sitting back, I'm not going to lie, second guessing. Like, why? Why did we cover up for her when they're
Because I'm going to tell you why I covered up. Because we're good people. And we don't want to hurt nobody. We don't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt my sister. I don't want to bring her down. I don't want to bring Louis down. I really don't. I'm not here to bring anyone down.
Right.
But on the other hand, everyone's looking to bring us down. That's why we covered up. And we will always sit there with our heads up high. You know that, right? I could walk out high. My head's high. I get these comments. And the truth is,
if they broke up or if they had a night that they ran home and started fighting over it, or if they were over the things that we knew or could say, right? I don't want to be the one responsible for a couple going home and being miserable. I don't want to be the one that says, really? Because I know this, and this, right? And then send a family home to kids. Don't forget, these people have kids. And I think people sometimes forget we do too, right? That this is going to affect our children.
Right.
And even if we know we're right, we're still not going to send you guys home. It's not going to be on my conscience that I did this and I let this go and that I put this out there, because I do believe in karma. I do.
I believe in it too, man. I really, really do. Karma's a bitch, boy.
And it really is.
It really is.
And
I've learned that.
Yes. And I think the reason why we withhold on a lot of information, and I'm not just talking about Teresa and Louie, I think we're talking about many castmates. There's, for another one for sure, we have like some crazy info on. Crazy.
Yeah.
And we hold back. But I
don't think we should hold back anymore. I really don't. Because we always hold back. And for what? Then we get kicked in the face. No, let's start being the way everybody else is. No, really. at this point, I'm like, what am I doing? Why do I always have to be the good person? You know, the good people, you wind up last. What's that saying? Good person winds up last?
The good guy, the nice guy.
The nice guy finishes last. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. But you know what? At the end of the day, I've tried. I can always say, I'm going to say it one more time. I've done the right thing. You have done the right thing. You know what? You have been kicked in your face multiple times, 100 times. And that's why I respect you. And I look at you like, wow, what a woman. What a wife. Because me and you could have been fighting just on my family alone.
Oh,
you know, we wouldn't have been together. But I saw you. You've taken it and you shut up and you sit there and you take it and you do the right thing and you do that. And that's why I respect you and that's why I love you and that's why I hold you on that pedestal. Because I see that. I hold back a lot of things that you don't know about between my family. I do because I don't want you to hate them. I don't. And
I remember driving home from dinners like with your family and like tears would just come down my eyes and you would look at me and I would just be like, it's fine.
Yeah, and I just listen. I see it. That's why I've chosen you over my family because I've seen what they did. I know I'm not stupid. I wasn't handing anything. If you were a disrespectful wife, me and you'd be fighting because that's my blood at the end of the day. Right. You know that, right?
No, I can honestly say, and I know I've said this before, I personally have zero guilt when it comes to the relationship I have with your family. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means or that I haven't contributed to fights, that I haven't brought sprinkle cookies over not knowing they're not her favorite. Like I've definitely contributed to ways, right? I've definitely done things, but nothing that is serious or hurtful or to come for the family in like a hurtful way that would make anyone go home and be hurt and there was many things I've held onto that I haven't said out loud because it would be hurtful. And for me, I don't get what would be the point for me to hurt another family? What am I going to get out of that? If Teresa's miserable over there, right? Or Louie's miserable, why is that going to make me happy at home? It's not. It's going to make me feel bad. It's going to make me feel guilty. It does zero for me. Like I want nothing to do with hurting another family.
Unless you're very, very, very jealous of that person and you want to see them. You want to see them burn in certain ways, you know?
And us, by the way, not doing that, knowing what we know and having past altercations with Louie that we've never talked about and that we've decided to kind of push under the rug because we want Teresa to be happy. There's things that we stay zipped about because we want her to be happy and have a good life. All right. So listen, obviously the wedding is something that a lot of people have questions about. And we have been reading all your questions and seeing most of your comments. And I'm going to address a couple things that I think I saw the most. And then I think that people are asking the most.
How about addressing the people who are saying that I didn't walk her down the aisle?
Well, yes, I definitely saw people mentioning that, asking, how could you not walk your sister down the aisle? Do you want to answer that?
Because I was never asked. If I was asked, I would have loved to. And by the way, let me tell you something. When she walked down the aisle, she looked beautiful. And I loved the song that she picked. That was Ave Maria. That was my mother's song. When she passed away, we sang that song. We put that song. So that made me melt. And that was sad to me, but that was beautiful. It really was. I mean, she looked beautiful. The place was gorgeous. I heard I saw some trapeze and circus. I mean, it was great. It was fun. I mean, it looked like an amazing wedding. It really did. And it sucked that we weren't there for many reasons. Me and you were hanging out.
Yeah, Joe alone. And I just had kind of a quiet day together down the shore. We took a ride by the beach, and then we were just in the backyard at my shore house together, just kind of in shock, I would say, a little bit of everything. And I could see Joe's face and mine too, to be honest. Teresa was a bridesmaid in my wedding, and I also had Gia in my wedding. I had Gia. She was my flower girl. I think it hits home, guys. As much as we're mad at something that happened, really, really mad about it, and it's hurtful, and you're still family. These are still people that we go way back with, right? That this is Joe's only sister. And this is, I have memories with Teresa, many, many, many memories with Teresa. And it's like Joe and I had made a very big decision, and we're still feeling this way. And this is what we have decided, that sometimes when things are too toxic and you try over and over and over again, and it just keeps coming back around to the same thing, that it's just sometimes, even if it's family, you have to let it go.
Listen, we've been on the air. We've been on reality TV for 13 years, and you can't lie for 13 years. You're going to get caught, right? So we've done the right thing. Everybody has seen us for 13 years try to make this family work. We tried. But then you get to a point when you get tired. When is it too much? And I have to think about my life now. I don't want to be depressed. I want to go to someone's home or go into the same room and feel loved and feel like I'm wanted. I don't want to feel this hate and going around and saying, does she really want me there? Or do the kids really want me there? Or do they really hate us and we're faking this relationship? So, I had to make a decision. What's important to me, which is my wife, my children. I have to make them happy. I have to put them in a healthy environment. So is it time to let go? And I decided yes, because she forced all this. She did all this. There were so many hidden things that people don't know.
Right.
And we held in. And that's it. And I have to make a decision. What's right for my family? What's right for me personally, because this is my family. She's my blood, and I'm the one that's always getting hurt. You can't take my heart and step on it and walk around and think like it doesn't bother me. I'm tired of that. I really am.
And it's also not just about you. There's a point where I think as parents, we want to protect our children. We need to protect our children. And what started to get said and the things that were being done and the scheming of it all. And obviously we're not going to just blame that on one person, but there comes a time when we need to say to ourselves, wait. It's time to protect Antonia, Gino, and Joey. And if anyone out there thinks they are not affected by this, they are very fooled. We've had them come up to us, both of them. Besides, I would say Joey hasn't said as much. Antonia and Gino have definitely questioned us. My daughter definitely wanted a reason why we were not going to the wedding, and I had to give it to her.
It's terrible.
Gino has gone to Joe asking many questions. Obviously, you guys are all reading these ridiculous articles all over the internet. Guys, I was a stripper too. Let's not forget. Okay. So it's like, come on.
That pissed
enough.
Me off. I really wish you were. I mean, I didn't. I did. I really, that one thing I was kind of like, damn.
Bring a little light to this conversation, like Joe. I'll do that for you tonight.
Yeah, I wish, please.
I feel like you're so stressed. I almost need to buy a stripper pole.
I mean, when? Shit.
For real. I'm about to Amazon one right now.
Talk shit. Just do it.
It's time to ditch the chemicals with Caraway Home's non-toxic cookware and bakeware collections, so you can make healthier cooking a piece of cake. Caraway Home's non-toxic kitchenwares are all designed for the modern home and features chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemical junk will get into your healthy ingredients. And they offer everything. You can get the cookware set, which is a modern and chemical-free version of the traditional 16-piece set, all boiled down to 4 essentials: a fry pan, a saute pan, a saucepan, and a Dutch oven. And because you know me and how much I love cooking, I had to get my hands on their saute pan. I have it in the cream color, and it matches my kitchen beautifully. And if you're more into baking, they've also got the Bakeware set, which is an assortment of non-toxic baking essentials every modern kitchen needs, so you can get to baking goods without any of the bads. Over 25,000 people have raved about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it yourself. Visit careawayhome.com/Melissa to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit careawayhome.com/Melissa or use code Melissa at checkout. Careaway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How well would you take care of your car if you had to keep the same one your entire life? That's how our brains work. So why don't we treat them that way? How we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping them healthy. There are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain: learning a new language, exercise, or just taking a power nap. And there's also BetterHelp online therapy. You know me, I believe mental health is just as important as physical health. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat therapy sessions. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners, they get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Gorga. That's betterhelp.com/Gorga. But yeah, I mean, come on, guys. You guys have known us for a very long time. You know, we're pretty solid people. You know, what you see is what you get most of the time. Joe and I are all about family. We have definitely been through a hard patch. Joe and I have addressed it. We have shown it on TV. We are not perfect. I also want to say that next weekend, Joe and I will be married for 18 years. 18 years next weekend. Mm-hmm. Happy early anniversary.
Yeah, 18
So,
years.
you know, these people with all these new relationships that think they know everything. And like, I mean.
Yeah, right. Do try being married on a reality show for 13 of it. Do you know we were.
18 years.
No, hold on. No.
Oh, 13 of those years. Right. We were on reality TV.
Right. Think how hard that is.
And to be as normal as we are, I think we should get a couple passes. Honestly, after 18 years on reality TV, we're allowed to fight here or there. I think this is almost as normal as it gets if you're going to put yourself and your family on any Real Housewives franchise for 13 years, right? It's a really long time to like keep it together.
It's more than we were married. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. We've been on reality TV longer than our marriage, 100%. Yeah. We were married for 5 years without being on television.
No, we were married, right. We were married. Think about that. We were married 5 years, and then bang, we were on reality TV. Our lives changed. The show was much bigger then. It was huge, right? It was instant fit. No, it was.
It's big right now too. It took a little dive when I would say like that couple seasons when there was like Dina and the twins and stuff.
But it was different then, man. When we first got on, it was like instant fame, bang, instant, right? Everywhere. It was insane, and we were able to keep our heads leveled and stay in love and raise our family. And look, guys, if you know what I'm wearing right now, I'm sitting here because I just got home from work. I got dirty work boots on still.
Oh my God, I just yelled at him when he walked in.
Yeah.
He walked in like a pair of his gym shorts, and I knew for a fact he just worked out in those work boots. And I'm like, did you just work out in work boots? He said yes.
Yeah, so listen.
I can't.
I'm going to stay real. I'm never going to change. I'm going to stay real. We are going to stay real, and we're never going to change.
Yeah, no, we're always going to I feel like we've done a really good job at staying grounded. And I think that's a huge part of families on reality TV is like, can they keep their feet on the ground and keep their families, their inner circle as normal as possible? I also want to just say there was a couple other questions. You guys were also going crazy, wanting to know if I was upset if my girlfriends went to the wedding when I did not. And I want to address that. Absolutely not. I wanted Teresa to have a beautiful day. I truly want the best for her. So you are hearing that right out of my mouth. I wanted her to have a beautiful day. I wanted my friends to go and enjoy her day. I don't come from a place of my argument is your argument. I've never come from that place. I stand on my own. I stand with Joe. I was never in a million years going to expect anyone else to not go to that wedding. Although we did have a couple that that did stop by that night. And we had so many people reaching out to us, and just thank you to everyone. Honestly, I have had people reaching out to me that I haven't talked to since third grade.
Yeah.
I mean, the abundance of people that have come back into my life for these last couple of days. I love you all.
And I love you guys. Really.
And this is a fair chance for us also to tell Instagram and like everyone on Instagram and on Twitter who are DMing us, and we love you too.
Yes.
Like,
thank you for your love and support. Really.
No, honestly, guys, you actually brighten my day. A lot of the things you write when I read them and my DMs, you do brighten my day and you do give me hope. So honestly, I wanted to say that, and I know that you're probably listening. I hope all of you Instagram people are listening to On Display, because I'd be upset if you're not. But no, I needed to take a moment to actually say that. Do you feel the same, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, people are they shoot me these DMs, and it makes me feel good because they know, especially when they say exactly who you are, and I'm like, oh my God. And it really does feel well. So I want everybody to know. They think I don't read them because a lot of people say, you don't read this or you don't respond. I cannot respond to everybody. It's insane, but I do read it. And thank you very much. I really, truly mean that.
There was also a ridiculous wedding bill rumor that we got some bill. You could hear it right from my mouth. That is not true. And I would probably rip it up and throw it in the garbage if I did get one. Just FYI. There was no bill.
But I have to say, there was a lot of my friends there, and they were like, listen, I'm not going to go because you're not there. I said, absolutely not. You go and support my sister. What's the matter with you?
Of course.
I said, what's going on? No, please. Do you know how many friends called me? I don't even want to tell you how many that didn't want to go.
I know.
And I said, no, absolutely not. You go. This has nothing to do. And they went, and they called me throughout the wedding. I feel terrible. You know how many text messages I got through the wedding? It's not the same without you here. These are friends of mine that we all grew up together. It's just sad. If you think about it, wow. It's
crazy. And I do feel like, my issue is not their issue, right? So our issues are not their issues. And we supported everyone who went to that wedding. We sent them with love, and we truly, honestly, even with everything that happened, we both will always love Teresa very much and hope that she has everything she wants now, and that her girls are happy, and that, this is Teresa's happily ever after. That's what we really hope that was. And that is for her. So
no, you're right. She looked amazing. The girls looked amazing. The place looked amazing. And, she's been through a lot, and I just want her happy. That's all I want, her to be happy. So it looked like a fairy tale wedding, and I'm so proud of it.
And we're happy for her. Honestly, we're happy for her. So that's that. And as many questions as for this episode we're going to answer about the wedding. Not to say I won't go into it next week, because I probably will. But that's all we're going to say for this episode as far as the wedding goes. Moving forward, with other news, we are very excited that our house is almost done. Right, Joe Gorga?
Almost.
You made a promise. Are you keeping the promise?
Yeah, you might be 2 weeks behind schedule, but it's
I
coming.
feel like we're definitely like 2 weeks behind schedule. Definitely.
Listen,
do you think we could definitely say the month of September?
Well, listen, guys, you know what the problem is? I'm looking for a 300 amp service that I still haven't found. So we don't have electric in the house yet. So if anybody out there can get me a 300 amp service, please.
Calling all electricians, please DM us. Yeah. I will love you for life.
We've been waiting for this amp service for 4 months. It's supposed to be in this week. It still didn't come in. So now maybe next week. So the house will be done. The landscaping will be done. We will not have power.
Which means we can't move in.
So that's not my fault. I can't create a 300 amp service.
But the house, guys, oh my God, wait till you see it. I'm so excited. It's so different than my other house. It's such a different vibe. I know I've posted a lot on my Instagram. It's just good. Like, it's everything that I wanted. I didn't want the McMansion, right? I didn't want the oversized rooms that just like popping furniture in that doesn't like work well in it. Like, it's literally like the house of my dreams. It's being designed beautifully, like all of the furniture, the tile. Shout out to Fuda Tile. They are the best. Okay, guys, in New Jersey, Fuda Tile. Yeah. Our friends Rachel and John, the best tile company. Wait till you see some of the tile I picked. Love them so much. And it's just exciting. Also, our boys just started back up at football practice.
Wait, get back to the house. So did I make you happy?
You did make me happy.
Really? See that? What a great husband.
Don't get kinky on air right now.
No, but did I make you happy? Did I make you smile?
Yes, honey, but can you admit that I have worked on this house almost as equally as much behind the scenes as you have? Have I not picked out every single thing in this house?
But what I want you to recognize once in a while, because, we are on a reality TV show, and we got to go, right?
Right.
And we are trained to,
we're
fight
trained
and all this.
to work.
And sometimes I always say to you, don't forget, let's not forget the little things in life, like a thank you and I love you, baby. You're the most amazing husband in the world. You do everything I want.
I totally want to thank you for building this house of my dreams. Do you want to thank me for doing all the behind the scenes work and picking out all the tile and the hardwood floorings and the doorknobs and the little knobs for the whole kitchen and the vanities and designing the sinks and the powder room? Do I get any? Go ahead.
No, that
Say thank you, Melissa, for doing all that extra work that I didn't have to do.
No, I don't want to thank you because that costs too much money. It pisses me off.
Oh, my God. Anyway, guys, we're going to, on Instagram, we'll give you updates on that house. I'm so excited about it. What else do we want to say? Oh, my God. The kids started football. We officially have
I can't wait.
2 kids in high school because Antonia is about to become a senior.
Wow.
And
we have a senior daughter.
And now we have a freshman
son.
Football player.
Oh, yeah. There was some family drama going on there.
Family?
No, not family. There was some, drama with the boys, but they're going through a thing. But we handled it. It was kind of like, it
was our first time. It was kind of weird. It was like, the boys have all been friends for a while. We won't get into detail, but they had a little boy drama, I would say.
Yeah.
And so it involved the parents a little bit, right? So then the parents get involved, and I literally left the housewives for filming last week, and then I go to the football field, and I'm now sitting in a group of moms having another discussion. I'm like, is this real life?
No, it's just crazy.
I can't handle this. I said to Joe, let's just fall off the face of the earth. This is.
So listen, guys out there, if your kids, a 14-year-old, and they have some drama between their boys or girls, and it's
girl drama or boy drama,
anything like that, parents, please don't get involved. Because it's really not the right thing to do. Because what's going to happen is the parents are going to fight, right? And 15 minutes later, or 2 days later, or 5 days later, they're going to be friends again at a party. They're going to be hanging out, and here the parents want to kill each other. Unless your son or daughter gets beat, they jump them, they beat them. That's a different story. But if they have some stupid little nonsense between. They have some stupid little nonsense between them. Do not get involved, please.
Yeah, I think it's hard because some parents want to get more involved than others, and then it always escalates. Obviously, the parents have to be involved, Joe, to a certain extent when they're a certain age. But Joe
when they're a certain age, not 14 in high school.
Probably the wrong ones to talk about this because
they were fighting. Listen, let me cut her off.
No.
They were all fighting, and the only thing I was saying, all the parents are fighting. They're like, no, really, they were fighting. No, and they was arguing a little bit. And I said, listen, guys. Let's not get involved. Parents should not get involved because these kids are going to make up 2 days later. And that's how we ended it. So it was good.
Well, I think Joe and I are probably the worst because we are very big on let the kids handle it. If it's something silly or I don't know. We really feel let the kids handle it themselves first. And then if they need and our kids just aren't the type to tattletale either. They don't run in and say they're just not. I feel and you can't. Not everybody's like that, Joe.
No, but I'm trying to educate people to be like that because when I got in trouble when I was a kid, my father's like, you got yourself into it, get yourself out. But that's why I'm a man today. And and whatever happens in life, I handle it. There's no one. I'm not looking for somebody to help me. So I want to raise my children the same way. You got trouble with that? It's your problem.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, you guys let us know too what you think of that. How involved should the parents get when these, teenager girls and when there's issues? There's always issues even with the cheerleaders, dance moms, whatever it may be. How involved is too involved, right?
Correct. Yeah.
On another note, Envy's over there in Ridgewood, New Jersey. If anyone hasn't stopped by, stop by. It's doing so good. It's so amazing over there.
I built that, guys. I did it.
Yes, he did. If you haven't stopped by Envy in Ridgewood, you have to stop by my beautiful beautiful little shop. So good. And we're getting so much like fall stuff in right now, which is awesome. But for everyone that is not in New Jersey, you can always go to nvbymg.com and shop my little shop website. Next week, I'm super excited. I have Larsa Pippen coming on the podcast.
Larsa Pippen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Scottie
really?
Pippen's
Wow.
ex-wife, the Miami housewife.
Is that the one that does that that $10,000 a day?
Yes, OnlyFans. Yes.
Wow.
I am definitely going to ask her about the OnlyFans, and I'm going to let her know that Donna Marco is her biggest OnlyFans
Does she get naked on there?
fan. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask her when I talk to her next week.
So if you found that, if I went on
OnlyFans?
Yeah, would you know if I did? Could you see?
Yeah, I can pay to see a picture of whatever you're doing.
Oh, you can pay. You'll see that if I went on?
Yes, I can see. Oh my
I
God,
better
Joe,
not then.
please don't do any messing around. We will catch you.
I just want to see why she makes $10,000 a day.
Oh, it's just pictures. It's I don't know. You know what? I'm going to ask her. So make sure you guys tune in to next week's podcast with Larsa Pippen. That'll be a fun one. And of course, I'm going to get all the Miami Housewives scoop over there as well. So, all right, guys, thank you for listening. We are going to go have a normal night after this. I'm actually starving.
We're not going to have a normal night, right? Didn't you say you were going to do some dancing?
Right. Well, that's not tonight because it's going to take some time to Amazon the pole. And by the time the pole gets here, it takes a couple
I'll get
days.
a broomstick.
Then we're going to figure out how to attach the pole to the ceiling. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, we love you.
Love you, man.
Thank you for your support always. Thank
Love
you for
you.
listening to On Display, and I will see you next week.
On display.
One-third of all murder cases in America remain open.
He had told me that if I opened my eyes, he would slit my throat.
Each one is called a cold case.
The DNA evidence taken from the victim was a match. The Linden rapist was at it again.
Based on the hit A&E television program.
A phone call is placed, one that changes a family's life forever.
Cold Case Files, the podcast.
You could see the fire in his eyes. He screamed at me, "You want it? Get your tape recorder out."
Get new episodes of Cold Case Files every Tuesday on Podcast One, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen to podcasts.